Welcome to Chatted Up Sports, friends. I am Rami. That's Terrell. We're going to be giving you guys a little rookie quarterback knowledge today for this segment. The first one up, Andrew Luck. Great performance, 10 of 16, 188 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 touchdown drives, and the first touch pass was a touchdown to Donald Brown for like 60 yards. T, what do you think?
He looked really good out there, man. He looked sharp. He looked like a vet. It's scary. That has to be a scary thing for the rest of the 31 teams in the league. Looked sharp on all his passes, even his second touchdown pass, which was more impressive. Donald Brown did most of the work on the first one, but it's still a good drop off pass that Andrew Luck threw. The second one was nice. The Austin Collie was a 20-yarder, I believe, and where he manipulated the cover two defense, caught the safety staring, and threw it the other way and found Collie on the right side of the end zone for a touchdown. What's
Yeah,
really ironic, though, is that Peyton Manning, in his first preseason game, also on his first pass, also threw for a touchdown. So that's got to be a good sign. If anything, it's kind of eerie if you think about it.
kind of is a little bit. I know you're not completely convinced about those receivers in Indianapolis, so I guess we'll see what happens in the future. Robert Griffin III, a couple days late on it. You saw it. I like the way he stood in the pocket. I like the way he moves, and I think he knows how to read defenses. He can get through one, two, three, four progressions if he needs to. What do you think?
Yeah, he looked really good. All these rookies showed great poise in the pocket. When the pocket started to collapse, they all stood tall and delivered nice balls to the receivers. He had the long touchdown pass again, which was his first touchdown pass was also a screen to Pierre Garcon. Pierre Garcon had an awesome run after the catch, but he did really well. 4 of 6 for 70 yards, a touchdown with no picks and limited action. I'm excited to see what he does during the season.
Okay, next up, kind of the X factor. Ryan Tannehill, a guy who played a lot of receiver in college at Texas A&M, but played under Mike Sherman, who's now the offensive coordinator in Miami. He looked pretty good in his first preseason game. What do you think his future looks like, T?
He actually looked real good. David Garrard was supposed to be winning that battle between the three quarterbacks, but he got injured, had knee surgery. He's going to be out a couple weeks. So it was Tannehill up next at the reins, and he looked really good, really polished. I think it helped that Mike Sherman was his offensive or his head coach at Texas A&M, so it's a smooth transition because it's pretty much the same offense. They're keeping him real comfortable. Um, his numbers on the day, he went 14 to 21 for 167 yards, a touchdown with no picks. Had a couple get away from him, but it's expected because he's a rookie. I like the way he looked. He actually looked more polished than Brandon Weeden did, who's thought of to be more polished coming out, more NFL ready because of his age. But Tannehill, and he was supposed to be the project because he played receiver, but he looked a lot more polished than I think anybody would think. That's a good little. He looks like a nice little find there in Miami.
He does, and Brandon Weeden's starting to look like Chris Winkie. Listen, I don't know about this guy. I don't like the age thing. I thought you could invest in a player maybe a little bit younger. I thought Cole McCoy had potential. I didn't like the move personally. What do you think about Brandon Weeden?
For the long term and short term, I kind of like the move. I mean, if you don't have your confidence in your current starting quarterback, then you need to move on as an organization. There's no reason to keep him around. The fans don't want to see it. Colt McCoy, to me, I mean, I think we both agree he did have potential coming out of college. I actually thought he was going to be one of the better quarterbacks coming out in that draft, but he has problems throwing the deep ball, and he's got happy feet. I mean, Whedon's first game went 3 and 9 for 62 yards and a pick, but he's a rookie. I think it's going to take him a little bit longer to get acclimated to the game. Maybe it's the lack of receivers they had playing in the first pieces of the game, but I'm still willing to give him a try. I think his learning curve should be a little shorter than all the rest of the guys just due to his maturity because of his age.
I like his character. I'm not convinced about his ability. He did play in one of those spread it out offenses in college, that shotgun spread him out. I don't like guys that come out of that system and go to the league. I think they always are at a disadvantage. One last guy, a guy I'm a huge fan on and really high on, and hope he gets the starting job someday. Russell Wilson. I know you like him too, right?
Yep, Russell Wilson, 12 of 16, 124 yards, one touchdown, which was a long bomb, nicely placed ball to Braylon Edwards, who also could have a surprising year this year. But anyway, he also had a 32-yard rushing touchdown. He showed really good speed. I like him too. Everybody knocked him because of his height, but because of his delivery, it's a very overhead delivery, so he can get the ball up over those big, tall linemen. He's got great zip on the ball. He's very intelligent in the pocket, can move around a little bit. Very high football IQ, man. I like him too, as you do. I think he gets a star nod sometime during this season, and I think they got themselves their quarterback of the future.
I completely agree. I'll tell you what, I think they got a special, special player. Russell Wilson is a leader of men. He went from 3 years at North Carolina State to play his senior year at Wisconsin and took charge of that locker room. A completely different atmosphere and a completely different type of program, a very, very big winning program at that, and took charge of that locker room and earned respect right away. He's a leader of men. He's a champion. Russell Wilson will be the quarterback of the future if they're smart. It's tough to do that because they paid Matt Flynn a lot of money, and he's very competent as well. He's also a leader of men, winning a national championship at LSU not too long ago, and he threw for about 400 or 500 yards every chance he got in Green Bay. So where do you go? Not Tavares Jackson. Okay, T,
No.
that's a that's a good. You know what? That's a good question for the fans. Matt Flynn or Russell Wilson? I'm gonna say Russell Wilson. T will probably say Russell Wilson, and we'll see what the fans say. Russell Wilson or Matt Flynn. Over and out, yo.
Just no.